Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. Much love going out to the beautiful empowered harmonizers. We're zooming in and focusing in on what can be a very difficult feeling to get sorted out after you've been through a relationship, either short-term or long-term, with a narcissist that you had either fallen in love with, head over heels, was mesmerized by, or maybe this was a family member where this person just by your birthright was your caregiver, and you had to adopt basically a supply position or have a merge of personalities, an enmeshment experience where you became very fawn-like, very docile, very people-pleasing, and had to basically violate or annihilate your own boundaries or sense of self or life purpose just to connect, just to get along, just to survive in life. And this can take place through many different stages of someone's life, where it can either result in a certain degree of servitude, which can be positive in nature, but to the point when one has to merge their sense of self with another, it becomes very, very detrimental to a person's well-being or their happiness, their ability to function, or kind of feel like they have arrived or made it in the world, or their own, they're their own person. They have matured into a functioning, autonomous, individual human being. They don't feel like they have that as their birthright. They feel like they have to merge with the needs of another in their world in order to keep the status quo, to keep this person happy, or they become really traumatically bonded where even their survival is based on becoming codependent or dependent on this person, either emotionally, physically, financially. That, in other words, really it's almost a feeling like the world is coming to an end if you don't behave, make decisions, make choices, or live your life in a very specific way. So this feeling of merging can become very euphoric in the beginning. In other words, if we think about a love bombing stage, or when you were rapture in love, or maybe you were, you had just found your first job or something, or your first, boyfriend, girlfriend, or a club that you like to belong to, or class, or something like this, and there was a merging of your personality with this person. In other words, butterflies, at your feet, in your stomach, and in your hair. I mean, you were just in a rapture. You were bliss. You were oxytocin going strong. You were in love. You were enthralled. You were merged with this person. I mean, you were just enamored. And in this, in other words, you don't sleep, you don't eat, all you want is this person. And it's like love at first sight, or whatever experience it is that was unique to you. You can feel this merging of your personality. But if you know yourself first, you can lose yourself, but you have something to come back to. In other words, you're not losing your sense of identity, your sense of purpose, who you are, what you are. In other words, you can in a healthy manner give yourself to this person and not lose track of your life, your reality, your job, etc. You eventually can draw, you can draw the reins back and you can bring back the boundaries, but you can do this in a healthy, balanced manner. Now, in a relationship with perhaps a very strong narcissistic individual who uses force, threat, intimidation, and creates a really sort of trauma-like environment, oftentimes this individuation never even takes place. In other words, there's such a feeling of people-pleasing that is required, unflinching adherence to their needs, or else you will be, basically near death or on the streets or without food, without love, without eye contact, without a relationship, without a family, without anything to call your own. You are then in a traumatic situation where you must, like in Stockholm Syndrome, you must merge your identity, your feeling, your life purpose with satisfying this person's needs. I mean, you must just be there like a prisoner of war, ready to do whatever it is that they say, even if it goes against your best interests, your political ideology, your nationalization. You are, it is life or death. It has that feeling. And when you are with a narcissist who only views others as an extension of themselves, in other words, you're not here to live your life. You're here to satisfy in me and my needs in the way, the time, and the manner with which I set forth, or else you're a horrible, terrible person. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get slapped. You're going to get criticized. You're going to be yelled at. Things are going to be slammed. You're going to be told mean and nasty names about yourself. You're going to be told you're a horrible person and you are unlovable. You are unworthy. And oftentimes this, all the time, basically, this has nothing to do with that child or that other person. It is just how out of control a rageaholic, this type of narcissist, is. It shows you the degree and the intensity, the severity of their narcissism, their pathology, and how they then exploit and take advantage of others, particularly those who are vulnerable, children, people who are in love with them. They, or who need them, but, and they exploit them for their needs. In other words, make them feel ashamed for their normal human needs. They have to eat, they have to sleep, they have to defecate, they have to drink things, they have to have shelter, they have to have love. They are made to feel embarrassed for all of these functions that, you are horrible. There's something about you that's inherently flawed that you should be embarrassed by. You should be ashamed to have these needs. Who do you think you are, needing to eat, drink, sleep, have love, whatever it is? You are made to feel ashamed. And then there's this merging of life purpose with just trying to pacify and live in a reactionary state to this narcissist need. So it's the ultimate, it's like a life on a constant knee-jerk reaction. The open of the door, you must go running down. The ring of the phone, you must go and answer it. The opening of the fridge, you better go and take care of the groceries. It's this constant reactionary state, fight or flight, which is elicited and is very, very demanding on those people who have found themselves in this sort of setting, because it is termed in the community as walking on eggshells, but it's really like walking on rusty nails. It's 6-inch nails, 9-inch nails, whatever it is, 2-foot nails. You are constantly in emotional pain because there is this scapegoating or belittling or minimizing of others, because you are merely viewed as an extension or a reciprocal, an object for fulfilling their needs. And you are not permitted to be separate, distinct, and, outside of, or unique, or special, or wonderful, as distinct from this person. In other words, you are just really almost like an enslaved individual at that point, when the merging happens, the violation, the meshing of boundaries happens. Your heartbeat is not your own. Your breath is not your own. Your feet and hands are not your own. Your eyes are not your own. You are essentially belonging to that person. And if this is a parent child, a husband, daughter, or a husband, wife, it can be blown out of proportion, and it can be highly abusive. I don't care how intelligent you are, rich, what nationality, what culture, you can be minimized to the very fine grains of a nobody, a nothing. Yet you are a somebody. You are a somebody special. You're somebody wonderful. But in the eyes of the narcissist, you can do no right. Unless you're the golden child and you can do no wrong. Or if, you're a golden friend, or a golden priest, or somebody who is, then has the golden status, and you're always put as a comparison. There's always a competition. You're always being compared to another, and you're never made to feel good enough. There's always going to be a place for insult, a place for condemnation. And the narcissist can't see that they have done anything wrong. They quote unquote have to always be right. There is no humility. There is no seeing things from the other side because they're lacking in empathy. They have a deficit for this, and they're not able to understand that others are separate, unique, and distinct. And so, really then, if you have found yourself in this horrific situation or feeling this way through your job or your community or your school, your family, or a single relationship, realize it's very important to realize it is okay to be unique, separate, and distinct from that mass, whether it's a family, a community, a workplace. You have to arrive in life as an individual. This place, planet Earth, is a place of individuals. It is like snowflakes. Everyone is unique, but we are all like cut out of the same spirit. We're just different shapes, designs, and that's the beauty and the miracle of it all. We are all connected. We are all people of the spirit of this energy. And, whether you say, humans are the top of the chain line or whatever, that's, whatever that is. But the narcissist, who is a bully, who is charming, who is the power monger, the control monger, who uses force to get control, that's how they feel connected in life. Realize that it is very important to go no contact and to feel good about going no contact, and to feel also that you are not doing anything wrong by being an individual and being a human. Oftentimes they are shamed for being a human, for having human needs, that there must be something wrong for you, that you are human, that you are sensitive, that you are hurt by this, that you are offended. And especially for the child, if you were the child of a parent narcissist or a bully narcissist who had this sort of power or control, then you were probably meant to feel ashamed for being human, for being sensitive, for feeling pain, for being a human in general. So it can be very dehumanizing. In other words, a lot of people don't arrive into their independence or autonomy until later in life, when they realize they give themselves permission to say, my God, I am a person. I am a human. I just discovered that, So the awakening can come later in life, and then you're able to come through the other side. But, if you've had to merge where your role in life has seemed like you've had to hollow yourself out just to satisfy the narcissistic needs of another, or have been controlled, puppeteered in this manner, realize, it is okay to divide yourself from this entity. It is okay to divide yourself or separate or distinguish yourself, individuate yourself from this mass, M-A-S-S, this family, this community, or what have you, and be your own person. It does not mean that you are less than, stupid, retarded, dumb, not have it going for you, never going to make it, whatever all the fear voices, that is a crock of what. Do not believe that. You are meant to become individuated. That is your birthright. It is your inalienable right. The pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, that is your inalienable right. No matter how you got here, where you arrived, wherever your foot landed when you were born, that is your right. If your parents or narcissist somewhere along the line made you feel guilty, ashamed, well, it's more like shame on them. It's more a display of their ignorance, their ineptitude, their lack of power, their lack of control, their lack of intelligence, that is putting other people at odds like that. So, and of course, if you were then the child or in the spouse of this sort of relationship, then it was probably too painful to your conscience to admit, I got to be out of here. I mean, for a 5-year-old to feel these feelings would be to self-implode. I mean, a 5-year-old can't tell themselves, I'm out of here, man. This is rough. This is brutal. This is not going to cut it for me. I mean, or likewise, if you're newly married, to have these feelings or to awaken to this reality or awaken to this, arrive at this conclusion and say, oh my God, look at all the people I'm going to disappoint. the gifts, you know, the ring, getting a divorce. What are they going to think about me here? What's my family going to think? Where am I going to move? What am I going to do? It is overwhelming. So, you know, the merging of yourself with another is not required. In fact, much the contrary is what your higher spirit, what the divine intelligence wants and will support you of in your very unique, own, special, and magnificent, wondrous way. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.